Welcome back to the channel, you guys. It is a beautiful Monday, and we have so much drama to unpack today. Grab your coffee, get comfortable, and let's dive right into the absolute chaos that our favorite families are serving up this week. So let's just start right off with Will Spencer and Electra Forrester, because honestly, I am so stressed out just watching them on my screen right now. I mean, Will finally thinks he's off the clock, right? He's home. He's chilling. He's got his beautiful girlfriend Electra there, and they're just having a nice, quiet, romantic moment. They're kissing on the couch, enjoying the peace, and Will is probably thinking, okay, the drama is paused for the night. And then, bam, she stops kissing him. Just completely hits the brakes right in the middle of a romantic moment. And she asks him the absolute one question he has been dreading for days now. She wants to know who the mystery designer at Logan is. And you could just see the panic set in. You guys, Will's face was a whole tragic story in itself. Because he knows. He knows it's Hope Logan Spencer. But he has been sworn to secrecy by his mother, Katie Logan. And Katie didn't just say, hey, keep this quiet. She specifically warned him not to tell Electra. Which, let's be real, puts Will in the most impossible, toxic position ever. I actually need to rant about Katie for a second here. What was she thinking? You are a CEO, Katie. You are running a major fashion house. Why are you dragging your own son into your corporate espionage and forcing him to lie to the woman he loves? It's just so unfair. Will is trying so hard to build this solid foundation with Electra. They literally just had this whole big emotional reunion at the bikini bar not that long ago, and they promised each other no more secrets, no more hiding things. And now Will is sitting there, staring into Electra's eyes, holding the biggest secret in the fashion industry right now. Electra is pushing him, of course. She's curious. She's a Forrester, so obviously she wants to know what the rival company is up to, and she's going to try to pry that secret out of him. It kind of reminds me of how Brooke Logan always tries to pry information out of Ridge Forrester when they are on opposite sides of corporate war. It's that same dynamic. But honestly, I don't think Will is going to crack. I really don't. He might be totally suffocating under the guilt, but he's not going to betray his mom's trust. Even if Katie is being entirely unreasonable, Will is loyal. But you know what? Maybe I'm being too harsh on Electra for asking, but at the same time, I think she's actually way better off not knowing. Ignorance is bliss, you guys. Because think about it. If Will tells her that Hope is the designer, then Electra has to carry that secret into the Forrester Creations building every single day. And who is waiting for her there? Steffy Forrester Finnegan. Steffy is already on a warpath. We saw her literally storming into Katie's office, trying to peek at design sketches, demanding answers, just being completely unhinged and brazen. If Steffy even sniffs out that Electra knows something, she will interrogate that poor girl until she breaks. So if Electra doesn't know the truth, she doesn't have to lie to Steffy's face. It's actually a blessing in disguise, even if Electra doesn't see it that way right now. Okay, that sounded dramatic, but you get what I mean. The tension there is just bubbling, and it's going to explode. But let's shift gears because we desperately need to talk about RJ Forrester and Melissa Dillon. And wow, I don't even know where to begin with these two. So RJ has this shiny new beach house. Of course he does. He's a Forrester. He's Ridge and Brooke's kid. He probably just sneezed, and someone handed him the deed to a multi-million-dollar beachfront property. But anyway, he's giving Dillon the grand tour of this gorgeous new place. And it is stunning, obviously. But let's look at the reality of this situation for a second, because it is driving me a little bit crazy. Dillon is a working girl. She is literally working 2 jobs just to stay afloat and make a name for herself. She's assisting over at Forrester Creations, working on Daphne Rose's perfume line, and she's still picking up shifts at the bikini bar. She is hustling. And what is RJ doing? He is actively encouraging her to slack off. He pushed her to show up late to Forrester Creations. And then she actually left her shift at the bikini bar early just to go spend time with him. For a woman who desperately needs both of those jobs, she is making a lot of reckless mistakes right now. And I blame RJ a little bit for this. He lives in this bubble of extreme wealth and privilege. He doesn't understand what it means to actually need a paycheck to survive. He just wants what he wants when he wants it. And right now, what he wants is Dylan. But despite my annoyance at RJ's lack of self-awareness, I have to admit, the chemistry between them is suddenly off the charts. They're enjoying this secret romance, and it is escalating so fast. After the house tour, they inevitably end up in the bedroom, and they just start kissing, and it turns into this incredibly passionate, intense encounter. It's like all the sadness and heartbreak they were both carrying. RJ mourning his loss of Elektra, and Dylan secretly suppressing her deep feelings for Will. All of that heavy emotional baggage just vanished in that bedroom. They're just focusing entirely on each other, and it is hot. It is really, really hot. But even in the middle of all this passion, Dylan has this moment of clarity. She actually admits out loud that they come from two completely different worlds. And she is so right. She is a blue-collar girl trying to climb the ladder, and he is soap opera royalty. It's the classic prince and the pauper trope, and I am honestly a sucker for it. But it also makes me so worried for her, because when these worlds collide, the person with less power usually ends up getting hurt. And you guys, my mind is just racing with predictions right now, because this is a soap opera. They're sleeping together. They are hiding it. What if Dylan gets pregnant? I mean, think about it. It is the perfect, messiest, soapy twist possible. Dylan gets pregnant with RJ's baby. And I bet you anything, the exact moment Dylan finds out she's carrying a Forrester heir, that will be the exact same moment that Will and Elektra's relationship finally implodes over the Logan secret. Imagine the absolute chaos. Will becomes single again, maybe realizes he actually has feelings for Dylan, but oops, she's tied to RJ forever now because of a baby. And Ridge? Ridge already suspected RJ was seeing someone new. If he finds out it's Dylan, after RJ previously tried to get her fired, the family dynamics will be shattered. Okay, maybe I'm getting way ahead of myself with the pregnancy theory, but you know the writers love to pull this kind of stunt. It just feels like they are planting the seeds for a massive, multi-generational disaster. And speaking of disasters waiting to happen, we have to zoom out and look at the bigger picture with Hope Logan Spencer. Because Hope is currently living on a razor's edge. The spoilers are telling us that Hope is experiencing way too many close calls lately. And it makes total sense. She is trying to prep this massive new fashion line at Logan, working directly with Deke Sharp, while still technically being on a leave of absence from Forrester Creations. She is lying to her mother, Brooke. She's hiding from Steffy. And the circle of people who know this secret is just getting too big. Think about it. Katie knows. Bill knows. Liam knows. Will knows. Deke knows. And now, Remy Price knows because he literally walked into Deke's apartment and saw the Logan sketches. That is way too many loose lips for a secret this explosive. How long is it going to be before someone at Forrester Creations actually figures out the truth? Steffy is already suspicious. She knows Katie is hiding something huge. She knows Hope's excuse for taking a leave of absence was super flimsy. Steffy is not an idiot. She's going to put the pieces together eventually. And when she does, the fallout is going to be apocalyptic. Steffy already hates Hope. If she finds out Hope defected to the rival company and took Deke Sharp with her, Steffy will burn Los Angeles to the ground. And Hope must be feeling that pressure. She is not a naturally deceptive person. Hope likes to be honest. She likes to be the good girl, the moral compass. So creeping around behind curtains, hiding in back rooms, lying to her mom's face. It has to be eating her alive. Every time her phone rings, she probably thinks it's Ridge or Steffy calling to confront her. Every time someone knocks on the door at Logan, she probably has to dive under a desk. It's exhausting just thinking about it. Honestly, I feel a little bit bad for Hope, but at the same time, she made this bed. She signed a contract with Katie. She wanted creative control. She wanted to be the star, and now she has to deal with the anxiety that comes with corporate betrayal. I just hope Deke is actually designing a collection that is worth all this stress. Because if they launch this Logan line and it flops, Hope will have ruined her relationship with the Forresters for absolutely nothing. But back to the episode at hand. The contrast between these different storylines is just wild. On one side of town, You have Will and Elektra having their relationship tested by a corporate secret they didn't even ask to be part of. Will is sweating on the couch, trying to dodge questions without lying outright, and Elektra is starting to realize her boyfriend is hiding something massive. The trust is fracturing right before our eyes. And then on the other side of town, you have RJ and Dylan throwing caution to the wind, ignoring their jobs, ignoring their responsibilities, and just getting lost in each other at the beach house. It's like two completely different shows playing at the same time. One is a tense psychological thriller about corporate espionage, and the other is a steamy romance novel. And I am here for all of it. I just keep thinking about Dylan's comment about them being from different worlds. It's such a throwaway line, but it holds so much weight. RJ can afford to skip work. If Ridge gets mad at him, what's he going to do? Fire his own son? Unlikely. RJ will always have a safety net. But Dylan? If she loses her job at Forrester, and if she loses her shifts at the bikini bar, she has nothing. She is risking her entire livelihood for a fling with a rich boy who might just be using her as a rebound to get over Elektra. Wait, maybe I'm being too cynical. Maybe RJ really does care about her. He did invite her to his new house, and he did seem genuinely captivated by her. But RJ has a history of being a bit self-centered. Remember a few episodes ago when he literally went to Ridge and demanded that Will be fired just because Will was dating Elektra? That was petty, vindictive behavior. So it's hard for me to fully trust his intentions with Dylan right now. I want to believe he's a good guy, but the Forrester entitlement runs deep. And Dylan. Sweet, hard-working Dylan. She is letting herself get swept up in the fantasy. And who can blame her? A handsome guy, a private beach house, a momentary escape from the stress of her two jobs and her messy cousin Remy. It's a seductive escape. But reality is going to come crashing down on her sooner rather than later. So what are we looking at for the rest of the week? The fans on social media are already buzzing. Everyone is waiting for the shoe to drop with Hope's secret. We are all waiting to see if Will finally snaps and tells Elektra the truth. And we are definitely waiting to see the morning after for RJ and Dylan. Will it be awkward? Will RJ immediately go back to obsessing over Elektra? Or is this the start of a real, genuine super couple? I don't know, you guys. The writers are really keeping us on our toes right now. And even though I'm complaining about the stress of it all, I have to admit, this is the best the show has been in months. The stakes are high, the secrets are juicy, and the romance is actually delivering. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Do you think Will is going to crack under Elektra's interrogation? Do you think Dylan is making a massive mistake with RJ? And how much longer do you think Hope can actually keep this Logan secret hidden from Steffy and Brooke? I give it maybe 2 weeks, tops, before the whole thing blows up in their faces. All right, I need to go get another iced coffee and process everything that just happened. It's going to be a long, crazy week in Los Angeles, and I'm strapped in for the ride. I will see you guys in the next update. Stay fabulous.